Hello, you good people. This is Old Freedom 49 coming to you with some more disturbing facts about life in the African American community and the dismal outlook without Christ. This one is named, If Dr. King would see Black America today, he would fall down and cry. Let me give you some sobering facts. This is from the Bureau of Justice Statistics. In 2008, over 8,000 African Americans were killed. 2009, up to that point, 8,000 and sometimes 9,000 African Americans were killed. And 93% of the times it was other blacks who did it, at the hands of other blacks. My friends, we have not progressed, we have regressed, we have gone backwards, not forward. And any so-called civil rights leader or political leader or whatever that will say anything different is a liar and is about as full of crap as a constipated elephant. Let me tell you some more startling facts. In Chicago of that same year, 3 days in the month of March from the 16th, just 3 days, 41 people were murdered. You guessed it. 98% of them were black. And get this, 10 were murdered right in President Obama's neighborhood. We have become our own worst enemy. We don't want God in our lives. We hate the name Jesus. We are suffering from what we call crab in the barrel syndrome at the highest level. The lack of God and the thirst for righteousness is eating our community alive. We'll do anything. We have no respect for God. Therefore, we can't respect each other. And the elderly are afraid to come out at night. Decent, average, ordinary African Americans are afraid to walk down the street to go to the store without some clown, some buffoon, some old savage, some old idiotic jerk will put a gun in their back or shoot them down whether they have anything or not. See, this is the state of the African American community. And you see these twisted leaders and these so-called, some, not all, so-called church officials who brag about the strides that we've made. They are on another planet. See what happens, instead of begging the poor community for jets, money to buy jets, and take extravagant trips, they need to come out of these churches from behind these pulpits and march in Chicago, Detroit, even, yes, Wisconsin. Could you believe it? Is in the top 10 states for black murders. That's right, you guessed it. The majority of it, the murders done to other blacks are doing it. Let me tell you something. In the same year again, out of all the murders in the United States, 49% of the entire total of all murders in the United States were done by other blacks. That's right. We're not going to go into rape or robbery. The stats are just of violent crime. It's just off the chart. The numbers, the statistics are astronomical. We have reduced our race to a bunch of buffoons. We are irrelevant to an entire political party who hardly address us or our needs at all. The Republican Party. Not that that's all together. Well, anyway, we won't go into that now. What I'm saying, let's get on God's side, so God will get on our side and rescue us. Let me tell you something. Ever since A. Philip Randolph, we have been marching for jobs and justice. In 1964, with Dr. King, jobs and justice. 20 years later, on the anniversary in the 1980s, marching for jobs and justice. A decade later, the Million Man March, jobs and justice. Here we are in 2013, suffering from the same thing, jobs and justice. We are still not feeding ourselves, not clothing ourselves, illiterate. It has been said most of our young could hardly pass the entrance examination to kindergarten. And I agree. A few of our friends were at the store, and this young man and his girlfriend had a baby in the carriage, and they were quite naturally using profanity in front of all these people, and she snapped back, "That's why you can't spell your last name now." See, this is the state that we're in, and that man couldn't have been no more than 24 years old. Instead of producing doctors and lawyers, we're producing buffoons and savages. And you don't want anybody to tell you anything. Repent. 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 You've done and tried everything else. Because if we keep on at the rate that we're going, just in a few short years, we only make up 12.80% of the population. In 20 years, 2 decades, they say we'll be down to almost 3%. You've tried everything else. Try God. God bless you, saints. Pray for our people.